In this first drill, let's work with coulda and woulda in some typical conversations. These words are very important in fluent English. When you learn them, you take a big step towards success, a big step towards being fluent in English. Notice that we have a conversation construction.
You could have called me.
I would have, but my battery is dead.
You could have bought 2 tickets.
I would have, but I thought you had one already.
You could have waited for me.
I would have, but Chris said you weren't coming.
You could have said hello.
I would have, but I was on the phone. Hit pause and try to think of at least one more of these on your own. Next, let's work with kinda. We remember it has 2 different meanings depending on where the emphasis goes. In this first drill, let's emphasize the word kinda each time, and then use a different word to rephrase it. Like this. Someone asks you, "How was the movie?" It was kinda funny. In other words, it was somewhat funny. How was the book? It was kinda interesting. Means it was somewhat interesting. How was the show? It was kinda worth going. It was somewhat worth going. Now, let's emphasize the word that follows kinda. Remember, this actually changes the meaning. In this case, kinda will mean rather or very. Where was the museum?
It was kind of far.
Means it was rather far. How was the restaurant?
It was kind of expensive.
That means it was rather expensive. How was Boston?
It was kind of cold.
That means it was very cold. How was the play?
It was kind of boring.
That means it was very boring. Let's work with these next 2 words, gonna and what'ya, by using them in a very typical conversational construction. So someone asks, What are you going to do tomorrow? And here's our answer. I'm going to go to the beach. Go to, right? I'm going to go to the beach.
I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to help my mom. I'm going to go to the city. I'm going to clean the house. I'm going to go to the game.
In that construction, whatia means what are you? What are you going to do? But we remember that whatia can also mean what do you? For example, what do you do for a living? That means what do you do for a living? What do you do for your job? So let's drill this phrase. The goal here is to say it very fast, so we need to apply rhythmic acceleration. That means we need the metronome. So here's the rhythm we'll be doing. I'll go, and then you echo. What do you want? What do you need? What do you have? What do you think? What do you say? What do you mean? Let's go a little faster. Again, I'll go first. What do you want? What do you need? What do you have? What do you think? What do you say? What do you mean? Let's try it one step faster. What do you want? What do you need? What do you have? What do you think? What do you say? What do you mean? Finally, we can replace other question words in this whatia phrase. So, what do you becomes whatia. Whatia. Now here's a new question word. Where do you? We say, where do you? Where do you? Who do you becomes who do you? Who do you? How do you becomes how do you? How do you? And so on. Let's work with these constructions. In standard English, we're asking, how do you know Rita?
How do you know Rita?
How do you know Brad?
How do you know Kevin?
How do you know Peter?
How do you know Angela?
Again, in standard English, we're asking, where do you live?
Where do you live? Where do you work? Where do you go to school? Where do you hang out?
Hang out is a colloquial phrase meaning to spend time with friends. So in standard English, we're asking, who do you like?
Who do you like?
Who do you see?
Who do you work with?
Who do you play with?
Who do you know here?
Who do you write to?
Who do you hang out with?
Take some time to write down some of the constructions we learned today and practice them later on your own.